San Diego County and much of California enjoys a Mediterranean climate, with wet winters and dry summers. Only 5 regions of the world enjoy this growing climate: the Mediterranean Basin, the southern tip of Africa, the western and southern coasts of Australia, the central coast of Chile, and California.
This means we have a whole range of beautiful, colorful, and climate-appropriate plants that make our region distinctly beautiful.
Waterwise plants come from all over the world, and I think that's something that people don't understand too well. Certainly, native plants are waterwise here, but the palettes for waterwise plants are so broad. You can bring plants in from many regions of the world that also have plants with a similar environment to ours that will do so well here. Our nursery industry is hybridizing plants to improve them to perform well in our area. Some of the plants we've known and loved, or some of the plants that are brought in from other areas, can do really well here and be water-wise. Water-wise plants come in so many different colors and shapes and forms. I bet it would really surprise you to learn that some of the plants that look lush and green are also water-wise plants.
Succulents are perfect for our Mediterranean climate here in San Diego. They're easy to propagate, so you don't have to spend a lot of money. And there's a lot of plants in the neighborhood that people are willing to share.
One of the other things to keep in mind when we're talking about all the complex choices you make when you are designing a landscape is a plant palette. A palette helps you organize your thoughts around a type of plant. So if you're using Mediterranean plants, you might have some of the gray-green plants, olive trees for example, and those tend to coordinate well together. And you can organize the plant choices around that theme choice.
To achieve a Mediterranean theme or effect, use a palette with olive trees, lavender, rosemary, and rock roses. A fragrant, colorful, and inviting landscape with a sensory experience. To achieve an Asian effect, use juniper, grevillea, and bamboo, sculptural and charismatic, and low on maintenance once it's established. For a tropical effect, use birds of paradise, coral trees, kangaroo paw, and bottle brush. The emphasis on a floral feel uses much less water than you might think. A contemporary effect includes a palo verde, agave, diamondia, sticks on fire. This is a showcase of plant architecture, textures and patterns to soften hardscape and lines. A native garden with California lilac, coast sunflower, sage, and buckwheat. This is a garden that's well adapted for our climate and our soils, and invites nature in. It needs little or no fertilizer or pesticides, or water in the dry months. It's showy in the spring, but more subdued as the dry months linger. But that means less maintenance during the time of year when you'd rather be at the beach. There's even a plant palette designed for those shady, dry areas of your yard. It's all in the WaterSmart plant palettes. Here, plants that work for these different styles of gardens are listed by type, such as tree or shrub, and by scientific and common name. It's important to use the scientific name when ordering a plant. Many plants share the same common name, but the scientific name indicates only one plant. The plant palette includes a plant's mature height and width. Pay close attention to this. An agave in a little 1-gallon pot seems just perfect as a focal point in your front bed, but in a few years' time, this will turn into a giant plant. Don't plant anything without first considering the plant's size at full maturity.
When you compose your landscape with the different components in your structure, you'll have the trees, you'll have the shrubs, you'll have the ground cover. Those will require different amounts of water on different irrigation regimes. And so those then begin to create your hydrozones. Hydrozones mean areas of planting that you can group together that have the same water requirements.
Putting plants that have similar water and sun needs together in the same irrigation zone makes your irrigation more efficient. The Wu Cole's column is your guide to the expected water requirements of a plant. Choose plants that are in line with the water-smart efficiency level you chose in step 1.
They break it down by water needs so that you know if you're going with a very, very low water need garden or low, moderate, or high use. And that is key to having a successful landscape because you can't mix a lot of high water use plants with low water use plants.
The plant list also tells you the plant's key design feature to help you understand how it might be used separately or together with others. One of the best resources for understanding plants is the Sunset Western Garden Book. It has everything you need to understand your plants. Besides climate zone, this resource gives you plant information like water usage, mature size, growing requirements, and cultivars. Cultivar is the horticultural term for plant varieties. Cultivars may share characteristics but have very different growth patterns. For example, Carissa macrocarpa or natal plum is a beautiful plant with lustrous deep green leaves that requires little water when established. It will grow to 10 feet by 10 feet. There are similar looking cultivars that are much smaller. Boxwood Beauty grows to about 2 feet by 2 feet, perfect for under a window, and you won't need to trim it to size. The green carpet cultivar grows to 1 to 1.5 feet tall and 4 feet wide. You can use different cultivars with the same color and texture in different places to achieve a wonderful integration in your design.
Once you create your structure, then it's a matter of selecting plants that really serve your needs in your landscape. So if you want a ground cover that you walk on, for instance, it's a different plant choice than a ground cover you look at. And by doing that, then you have some choices. You have maybe a very low water choice, a low water choice, a moderate water choice. There are choices within that kind of function.
There's nothing like experiencing the beauty, texture, and sense of a water-smart garden in person. San Diego County is blessed with 2 regional gardens that are dedicated to showcasing climate-appropriate plants and landscapes. A good place to see a variety of plants is at a local botanic garden. The Water Conservation Garden at Cuyamaca College in El Cajon showcases water conservation in beautiful, low-water gardens and exhibits. This 5-acre public garden is an excellent place to get ideas for a new or retrofitted landscape that looks beautiful, saves water, time, and money. Gardens representing all 5 of the Mediterranean climate zones can be found at the San Diego Botanic Garden in Encinitas. Plants from all over the world thrive here, including a native display that includes cultivated as well as untouched chaparral. And the Succulent Garden features one of the region's most extensive collections. There are many good books you can reference, or you could research online, or talk to a trusted nursery expert.
I enjoy spending the time online using all the different resources to look at the plants and figure out which would work well. There's so many great resources, and to me that was the biggest benefit, that I could spend time on my own and look at all of the resources and put together the plan that would work for us.
I love this front yard because it's really an expression of what I love in a landscape. I have a combination of native plants in this yard, and I have some hybrids that are native, that are adapted to be able to do well here, and I have some more exotic or ornamental plants. And so it's a combination, it's not just strictly one type of plant.
A Waterwise garden can be colorful, lush, or dramatic. The choice is yours. With more low water and climate appropriate varieties to choose from than ever before, you're limited only by your imagination. So look around, inspiration is everywhere. Make your garden beautiful, low water, and distinctly your own.